just cut it off.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee.
Hello.
Welcome to this special presentation. We are doing a follow-up to our 2020 predictions for the U.S. We said we were going to follow up on all the cards we did in the first reading that we did on the United States. And so, also, Mr. O,
Well, we covered a number of ideas about, where the USA fates could go. Some of them involve different topics.
the reading was really deep, and we did not go into a lot of detail in that reading, and we felt that we were going to follow up with each card in the reading. So check out previous videos. There are two previous to this one. We did the main one that we just spoke about, and then we took the theme card from that reading, which happened to be death, and we did a reading on that card. And to see what the focus and the theme for the year 2020, this death change, was going to be. And so now, today, what are we doing?
Well, we're going to focus on the next card, which was,
The economy.
and that was for fortuned to be the Eight of Wands.
Reversed. Yes, and
Lay
so
that down there.
in the initial reading, when this came up in the economy segment for the U.S., we said that it looked as though things were going to be stagnating. There wasn't going to be movement. It wasn't going to be necessarily bad, but it was definitely not growth. It just seemed like things were going to kind of stalemate.
Right. It didn't look impressive at all.
Not a lot of energy or positive energy for growth, say in the stock market, for investments,
Like literally
things
nearly
like that.
the opposite, just stopping.
Wages, not so much change. It just seems like not much happening.
So we want to illuminate on that.
Yes, we're going to illuminate and ask some questions about the economy to give us just a little bit more detail of what might be going on with this. So we're going to draw 4 cards on the economy in the U.S. in 2020. I'm going to shuffle. There you go. And while Mr. Oberon is shuffling, I'll remind people that we did 5 cards in the first reading, so we've done now, this will be the second of the 5 cards. Actually 6 cards, because we had the focus of card of death, which we did. So this is the 3rd card we're doing. No, the 2nd card we're doing.
It all gets confusing.
It does get confusing. I don't know how we kept it together, Mr.
We did.
But we did.
We did. Somehow we did.
Somehow. All right. Let's see what the tarot says. And by the way, remember, our readings are for entertainment purposes only. And, we're just doing this to see if we can kind of predict some of the things that might happen in the U.S. economy in the year ahead. We're trying to be very objective about this with no political, thing in mind. Objective down the middle. What are the cards
Please leave your
telling
comments
us?
and your likes.
Hopefully likes. Constructive criticism appreciated. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So the first card is going to be, how will the economy affect the labor market? Well, that's a positive card in a way, in that it looks as though labor is really...
This card almost speaks to labor in a way.
I know, and just job well done, America. We're hard at work, and hopefully we're getting recognized for that work with some acclaim, maybe raises in pay. Wouldn't we all like to see that?
Right, exactly. And usually where that's coming from is the level above, i.e. the owner class, the investor class. So hopefully things are going to change, and there will be actually much better relations with trades, things like that. Those are important.
Yeah, I think that it bodes well for us. I think output is going to be good from labor. Now, where will the rewards come? Let's hope there are some. Looks positive.
So our next card then.
The next card is investments in the stock market. That's kind of interesting card for that, wouldn't you say?
And that is the Eight of Cups.
Yes. I
And
think
it's
that,
upright.
well, what do you think this might be telling you?
Well, this is a fascinating deck. It's hard to take some of that in there, but I think, and there's some reverberations of
Right,
other
this
things.
is the After Tarot, which kind of has some different symbols in here from the normal Eight of Cups card. So I think what I want to say about this is that let's look at the woman here in the cup. She's examining. Doesn't it look like she's examining it?
Could
And
be.
so I'm thinking that people are going to be taking stock of their investments this year and wondering where they should move their money or stay where it is. I think there's going to be decisions that have to be made. And there may be a walking away from something, a pulling out from somewhere and moving it to something else.
Let's call it a second look. Let's say it's a re-examination too, in a way. And that indeed, perhaps because of... and I don't understand market stuff at all, but volatility, things like that, people may be thinking, no, I don't want to overreact, and so I may
Right.
want to re-examine.
And I'm not saying like, oh, you got to jump and move your money now. That is not what I'm seeing here. I'm looking at these are individual decisions that are being made across America about their investments and what to do. And, that could mean, maybe in some of our subsequent readings, we might see something, maybe some social issues or global things going on that might be influencing people's decisions on, hey, maybe it's time to move my money somewhere. We'll see. But for now, that's what I'm seeing. It's no alarm bells. It's just that there is going to be some movement going on.
So what is our next card position?
Well, our next card position is the everyday life for everyone. Well, except maybe for the 1%. Normal Americans, rich, not rich, middle class, poor, upper middle class. What's going on with us? How is the economy going to affect us?
And we have a reversed Six of Wands for that card.
Gee, I'm kind of disappointed in this because, after looking at the nice card we had potentially for labor, it doesn't look like we're going to be benefiting much by the economy this year. There's setbacks.
Well, I don't know if that I would entirely agree with you. I sort of think like that to some degree, certainly the main meaning of the card is muted, but I wouldn't think it's necessarily reversed if that's what you're
Well,
implying.
I'm kind of looking at it that way. I think that definitely there's setbacks and delays. I feel that, we're concerned about cash flow, I feel.
That's interesting because in a way it does sort of not ring exactly towards what the other cards might be implying, but some of those are in different areas, of course.
Right.
So at any rate,
Right, these are the different areas with the economy. And, okay, so where will the economy be by the end of 2020? Well, this is a very esoteric card for this position.
it's a mystery, and somebody probably blabbed, and now everybody's going to pay, or somebody's going to pay.
It's a mystery.
A mystery that should have stayed a mystery, perhaps, that maybe when the economy's unraveling, perhaps it
Are
just
you
doesn't
saying
go
that
well.
it's unraveling
No, but that maybe
by the end of 2020?
I don't know. It looks to me like if there is a secret to the economy, then maybe somebody's going to try to misuse the secret.
So, in other words, there could be some decisions or things that are happening that were ill-advised.
Right.
It
could
wasn't
be-
given a lot of forethought, or, maybe it was a quick response to something without thinking about the consequences or repercussions.
Well, that could be too, because it always seems to imply non-wise thinking at some level. And so the whole duality thing implies questions or concerns that maybe have a dual answer or an answer that's complicated to get at. And this could just be saying somebody's not really using their choices wisely or their wisdom wisely.
Yeah. I
So
don't
what
know.
does that
I
bode
think
for the
that
end
also
result?
by this time next year, speculation, like market and stuff, there might be a little bit of warbling going on, is what I'm thinking. Because speculation, I think the High
Right,
Priestess
and
reverse tells me that's not going to be
you
good.
could see possible things there that are happening with that. So let's review that again.
Yeah, let's do
The
that.
first card was about
Labor.
labor, and of course we're seeing that maybe this also could be indicating in retrospect now that this could be saying that labor knows how to love its own and that labor rewards its own, and so labor is in the process of trying to build itself
Oh,
up.
excuse me. I didn't mean to yawn during your
No,
reading.
but labor is in the process of trying to build itself up by rewarding
Well,
talent or good work when it sees it.
I feel that I'm beginning to see something here that might connect, and as we recap, we'll go through it. But I think here what this card is telling me is that labor is producing, labor is doing its job, and labor should be recognized for that. It looks like it
Exactly.
should be.
Exactly.
But let's move on and see if that's really true.
So card 2 was
Card
our
2 is the investments in stocks. And here
And-
I see a lot of reassessment, reevaluation.
Re-examination.
There might be people, holding back on buying, selling. Maybe there's going to be maybe this plays into the Eight of Wands reversed a little bit. There'll be the stagnation in the markets a little bit.
With this different kind of take on the tarot, the person walking
Yes.
away could be that person who felt out of it,
disenchanted. So,
because
right.
of the way things are going sluggish. And this person, though, says, no, possibly there's something to reconsider.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of indecision. We're going to see some back and forth with the market. In other words, I do think there might be some volatility afoot. Nothing
everybody
major.
will agree on what you should do.
Well,
or what
nothing
can be done.
major. It's just going to be, there's going to be ups and downs in the year ahead. So maybe, instead of stagnation, we're going to see a little bit of volatility within that.
Okay,
All
so
right.
our third card covers.
Okay, the third card covers the everyday life for everybody but the 1%. And here's where I see it. Here's where I see
The
that
Six of Wands reverse.
3 of Pentacles lining up with this. In other words, I feel that we are producing. Labor is going to be producing, but we're going to see little reward for our efforts and little recognition for our efforts.
Which is because of the sluggish economy that it saw
It's
in the tarot
possible.
reading.
It's possible.
Well, that's the excuse they'll use.
Okay. Well, we're not getting political here.
No, I wouldn't
But
do that. I wouldn't do that.
I do see that, we're not exactly happy with the economy.
Well, then, so
The final
our
card,
final card,
where will
then.
we be by this time next year? I think speculation and markets are going to be slow. They're going to be sluggish because people are insecure. I see there's a lot of insecurity going on here with some of this.
I felt slightly differently that this maybe represented a misuse of what the information or wisdom was in this point. But I could kind of see now maybe where they go together in a way. Oh, stop that, kitties.
Sorry about that.
So it's hard to say.
Come here, guy. Oh, they're going to get into it. I know it. Okay, so that's our reading for the economy. And it's... when I think about it, Mr. O, I did say there's some volatility, which means up and down. So in the end, what I think it's going to amount to with the markets is that it's just going to be, kind of the way it is. So it's not going to go up or down very dramatically. It's just not going to do much. And maybe that's why we did get the Eight of Wands reversed, because there's going to be this up and down, and it's all going to even out in the end.
So status quo is kind of plus minus.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
And we all know that wages have not been increasing dramatically in recent years, so I think that's more of the same in the year ahead. But we're going to be doing our jobs, labor, so that's what we have for you.
So stay tuned for our next reading in about a week or less, and that will be covering the next card.
U.S. Global Relations, which the card we drew for that was the King of Swords, reversed. So we will have some things to talk.
Find out what that means.
Find out what that means in our next episode of
TFT,
Tarot for Today. Divine Dabblings with
Oberon
and me, Banshee. We'll see you next